Today's lesson is multiplying fractions. So multiplying fractions is actually really simple. It's way easier than adding and subtracting, and it's pretty similar to what you'll do with dividing. All you have to do is multiply your numerator and denominator straight across. So you're not cross multiplying, you're not doing anything crazy, just straight across. So looking at this first example, I'll show you how easy it is. Multiplying straight across, 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 4 is 20. Now, we can't leave fractions like this because it is so super important that you simplify. If you don't remember how to simplify fractions, go back and watch the Simplifying Fractions with GCF video lesson. But if you do remember, I'm just going to hop right in and go ahead and start doing that. So to simplify this fraction, I'm going to put both the numerator and the denominator in a ladder, just like we would for GCF LCM. And I'm going to find a common factor between the two. I know they're both even, so I'm going to do a 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. They're even again, so I'm going to take out another 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now the super cool thing about simplifying with GCF is that that's pretty much all you have to do, and then you get your answer. Whatever is in this bottom rung of the ladder now turns into your simplified fraction, which is 3/5. And that's your answer. Now, scrolling down just a little bit to our next example, if you notice, we've got a whole number. The thing with whole numbers and multiplying fractions, you don't have to find a common denominator. You don't have to, do anything super crazy. All that you have to do is put it over 1. This makes it a fraction. It's not important for you to have a common denominator, which is why it's okay to just put it over 1. So again, moving on, multiplying straight across, 5 times 8 gives me 40, and then 6 times 1 is 6. Now here, we actually have an improper fraction. So the way that you change a improper fraction to a mixed number is you divide. Now there are several different things that you could do. You could simplify this first, or you can just go ahead and start doing some long division. We're going to see how many times 6 can go into 40. So 6 cannot go into a 4, so I put a little X right there to show my place value. We're not putting anything in the tens place. 6 can go into 40. If you think about your times tables, you got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and then the next one would be 42, which is bigger. So it would actually be 6 times. 6 times 6 would give you 36. You subtract that, which would leave you with 4. Now, because we're at the end of our number, this is where you make your mixed number. I like to call it my backwards check mark. So starting up at the top, you've got your whole number of 6, numerator 4, denominator 6. So again, I'll do that a little bit slower. Whole number 6, numerator 4, denominator 6. Whole number 6, numerator 4, denominator 6. This is our mixed number. Again, let's take this one step further. 4 and 6 can actually be simplified. So you can put that in your ladder. 4 and 6. 2 is a factor of both. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. That becomes our new fraction. So our simplified fraction, I'm going to draw a little arrow down there, is now 6 and 2 thirds. So this is our final answer. It's in simplest form as a mixed number. You cannot break it down any farther. Let's scroll down just a little bit more to our last example. We have a mixed number times fraction. So you have to change, you have to change your mixed number to a improper fraction. It says it up here in this little bubble. If you have a mixed number, you have to change it to an improper fraction before multiplying. You can't just leave this 3 by itself. You have to make it an improper fraction. And the way that we do that is by our around the world method. So 4 times 3 plus 1. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So I'm going to rewrite my new fraction. 13 over 4 times 4/5. Perfect. So now I actually want to show you a way that you can simplify this before you even have to multiply. It's called cross simplifying. And it has a very similar strategy as GCF. So you're looking at the numbers that are across from each other. Looking at 13 and 5, you're checking to see if they have any common factors that you could take out. Just like if we were to put them in a ladder. You do not have to write this out. But if I were to put these in a ladder, is there anything I could take out of them? No. So you can leave those alone. But if I were to put 4 and 4 in a ladder, do they have a common factor? They absolutely do, and that factor is 4. So if they have a common factor, you can divide both of those numbers by whatever that common factor is. And then you replace it with that new number. So 4 divided by 4 would give you a 1, and 4 divided by 4 would give you a 1 as well. So now you multiply using that new number that you just found. 13 times 1 is 13. 1 times 5 is 5. So now you just divide. We're going to see how many times 5 can go into 13. In this case, it's pretty easy to do in your head. 5 can go into 13 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10, so 13 minus 10 would give you 3 left over. So this is our final answer because we cannot simplify 3/5 any further. This is as small as it gets.